Witch! Witch! Pilgrim! Pilgrim!
Hello everyone, welcome back to Base Damage, and welcome back to Community Fridays. This week in particular, we're going to be showing off a deck by Weiss Schwarz in the Base Damage Discord. She also has her own YouTube channel. She told me she was going to be posting up a video recounting her experience at the recent Manchester Regionals, in which she took this exact specific deck. So I believe she's also going to show off this deck, but I did want to showcase it for anybody else interested in it. Let's hop right into it. She told me about this before I ever pulled up the deck profile, but she said, I called it Magic to Create a Stock Shuffle deck. I do love that title, and the first time she told me, I near about fell out of my chair. That is just a really funny title, so really cool there. All right, let's hop into this. So for those who are unfamiliar with Freiren, you do have a lot of different events that you end up using, which is the whole, where the joke of, magic to create something, because there's all the different like magics that Freiren is trying to learn throughout the anime. And that's one of the reasons why it has so many in the deck, but they're also very much needed. So let's get right into it. First off, we have one copy of Living with Magic Fern, so 3295. Placed on stage from hand, this gets 1500 power, and choose one of the following effects, perform it, which is, first one is look it up to X cards from the top of your deck. Choose one card amongst them, put it in your hand, put the rest in the waiting room. X equals the number of your adventure or magic characters you have. Or you can discard one card to put the top card of your clock into stock. So some heal to stock is always very nice. So two copies of Precious Items Freiren. This is a 3285. If you have 6 or more events in waiting room, this gets minus a level in hand, so you can early play it. That's another reason why you run all the different events and everything. For early play conditions like this, really, really nice. 2 or more other adventure or magic characters. This is 2k power and a event or climax encore. I've seen event encore before, but climax encore is like very rare, which is like kind of nuts for this particular set, but it also fits very well in addition to that. When this card is placed on stage from hand, you can discard a card if you do put the top card of your clock into stock. More clock to stock healing shenanigans, very good there. 4 copies of Favorite Magic Freiren. When this is placed on stage from hand, you may put the top card of your clock in the waiting room. Very nice. When this card attacks, if hero, start over. Climax combo. When this card attacks, if hero is in your climax area and you have 3 or more events with magic in their card names in your waiting room, choose one of the following effects and perform it. You got several options here. Your opponent puts the top 12 cards of their deck in the waiting room, and this gets 1500 power to end of turn. That's option 1. Option 2, look it up to 2 cards from the top of your opponent's deck. Choose one card amongst them, put it in your opponent's waiting room, and put the rest on top of their deck in any order. So you could potentially see a climax and go, yeah, toss that into the waiting room. That's option number 2. Option number 3, you may pay the cost, which is pitch 2 cards. If you do, burn your opponent for 3. Having all the different options here, very, very nice. 1 copy of the Corrupt Priest Hater. Don't be a hater. Be a Freiren. Wait, what? No, being a Freiren is also just as bad. Let's be real. So 2500. If you've watched the anime, you understand why that's a bad thing. So go watch the anime. Just saying. When you use this card's backup, you can pay 1, pitch 1 if you do anti-change. Choose one of your opponent's characters with a level higher than your opponent's level and put it into their stock. They get a stock off of it. That does suck, but whatever. You removed a huge threat. 1 copy of Awkward Distance Fern is a 2/175. During this card's battle, all players cannot play events or backup from hand during this card's battle, which means either on your turn or your opponent's turn. You can't use backup on her, and your opponent can't use backup when you're attacking with her. Or events. Honestly, that's still really huge. And it's a level 3 Slayer. When you attack a level 3, this gets 6k power, so it can become a 13/5 before anything else. And we're already down to the level 1s here. But like I said, obviously you're going to have a lot of other cards in here for the higher levels. But they always put the events down further on deck log, but it's whatever. We got 4 copies of Mage Fern. It's a 104k. If you have 2 or more other adventure or magic characters, this gets 2k power. That is cross turn. Already, I really, really love this card. When Moonlit Shadow is placed on your climax area, if this card is in your center stage and you have 2 or more other adventure magic characters, choose up to 1 magic for finding lost accessories or flight magic in your waiting room and return it to your hand, and this gains an additional 1000 power till end of turn. It's going to be sitting at 8000 with Moonlit Shadow in play, so it doesn't have to reverse, but you freely get your events back to hand. Really, really strong. So We're going to keep in mind the magic for finding lost accessories and flight magic. We're going to keep those in mind for when we get down to those because it's going to combo very nicely with the Mage Fern. 3 copies of An Older Woman Freiren. 104k. Up to 1 time per turn when you play an event, she gains 3k. This does proc on your opponent's turn, meaning this can shoot up to a 7k out of nowhere on your opponent's turn. Just keep that in mind. And then when this card attacks, all of your characters get the following ability till end of turn. When this card's trigger check reveals a climax, you can pay 1 stock. If you do, put the top card of your deck into your stock, draw 1 card, and if you drew 1 card, you have to discard 1 card as well. So you get a nice little bit of hand filtering there. Very, very nice. 1 copy of The Party of Heroes Hater. This is a 002k. During the turn this card was placed on stage from hand. When this attacks, you can pay 1, pitch 2. If you do, search your deck for 2 adventure or magic characters, add it to your hand. Very good there to go ahead and get your Mage Ferns, all that. 3 copies of The Great Mage Seti is a 0015. When this is placed on stage from hand, pay 1, put the top card of your deck into your clock. If you do, search your deck for a level 1 or lower character. This is what people commonly refer to as a Ricky, for being able to get your level 1 combos set up and everything. When this is placed on stage from hand, you can pay 1, sack an event to grab back an event from your waiting room. So if you have too many copies of one, but you need another one, you can easily get it that way with Seti. 1 copy of Magic to See Through Clothing Fern. Oh, well, I wonder what she's looking at. It's a 00500 when this is placed on stage from hand. Choose one of your opponent's characters and put all markers in that marker area for that character into the waiting room. So get rid of markers, really nice. Now, here's the funny thing. It just says choose your opponent's stage position. You don't actually choose the character, meaning it gets around hexproof. So, you have that Overlord Ainz that's like sitting on 5 goat markers and you're about to nuke my ass next turn? No, because it doesn't target the character, it targets the position and gets rid of all the markers in that slot. You can go, cool, get rid of all your goat markers. Fuck you, Ainz. Anyway. When this is placed on stage from hand or put into your waiting room from the stage, you can pay 1, discard a character, and if you do, look at up to 3 cards from the top of your deck. Choose 1 card amongst them, add it to your hand, put the rest into waiting room. Very nice there, really good utility. 3 copy of Aeson's Apprentice Stark 001k. If it has a marker, it gets a level and 25, making it a level 135. Placed on stage from hand, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an event or an adventure or magic character, you may put it face down underneath this card as a marker. So it gets the markers very easy. 2 copies of Mage Freiren. This is from the trial deck. It is the climax swapper from the trial deck. Pay 1, pitch a climax, salvage back a climax. Very nice. And it is a level 0 reverser in addition to that. So very much needed. Very nice. 2 copies of Winter Clothes Freiren 002k. When this card is placed on stage from hand, you can pitch a card. If you do, look at up to 4 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 level 1 or higher card amongst them. Put it into your hand. The rest go to waiting room. So you can grab events off of that. Big thing. 1 copy of Unnecessary Spendings Freiren, because she would get the most random things in the anime. I'm not kidding when I say she would just, most of the time she would buy grimoires, which is totally fine. But then she finds random stuff like this. It's just crazy. When this is placed on stage from hand, put an event or climax from your hand into waiting room. If you do, salvage back an adventure or magic character from waiting room to hand. Typically, you'll see this with discard a climax, but to be able to also just discard an event is very nice, because you could discard an event so you could early play your level 3. Just saying. Good synergy there. 3 copies of Dependable Mage Fern is a 001k. Up to 3, count them, 3 times per turn. When you play an event, look at up to 2 cards from the top of your deck, put them on top of your deck in any order. That's insane that you could do that multiple times. And the biggest thing for this is being able to do it multiple times during your opponent's turn. Because you're going to have backup events that you can use, and making it so you can top check what all is going to happen is really, really good for trying to maybe cancel or other shenanigans that you're trying to do. So very nice there. Brainstorm of pay 1, rest this, mill 4. For each climax, you get to salvage back a character. 1 copy of Present to Stark Freiren 001k. Placed on stage from hand, you can put an adventure or magic character from hand to clock. If you do, look at up to 4 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 card amongst them, add it to your hand, put the rest into your waiting room. Once again, you can grab any card, whether that's characters or events. And that is it for the characters. We're going to get on to the events. First on, we have Magic to Create a Field of Flowers. Sadly, yeah. Magic to create Stock Shuffle would have been very nice. It's a 3/1 blue event. Choose up to 1 character, waiting room, return it to your hand. and you may perform the following effect. Your opponent returns all cards from their stock to their deck, shuffles their deck, and puts the same number of cards from the top of their deck into their stock. So, stock shuffle. It fits so well, and I love that. 1 copy of magic that turns sweet grapes into sour grapes. For why you would want to have that magic, I have no earthly idea, but whatever. It is a 2/0 event. If you do not have an event or a magic character, it can't be played from hand. You may choose one of your opponent's level 1 or higher characters. If you do, your opponent chooses one of their characters in their waiting room with a level at least less than the level of the character you have -1, and then swaps them, and then you put this card into your stock. So it's still, you get to level down one of your opponent's cards, and then this goes to stock. You just really, really strong. All right. So this is one of the cards that can be grabbed by the Freiren. It's a 1/1 red event, magic for finding lost items. If you don't have an event or a magic character, this cannot be played from hand. You may draw 1 card. If you do, choose 1 card in your hand and put it into your waiting room. Now, I need to understand the timing of this because reasons, and I'll explain in a second here. Second effect, we'll go ahead and say, choose an adventure or magic character in waiting room, add it to your hand. Now, I do not know, and maybe Weiss Schwarz could inform us on this. I don't know the timing of this. I don't know if you have to finish fulfilling the requirements here before you get to do the effect. Reason being is, if you can just cast this, and then the Freiren activates first. If you could activate the Freiren first, and I'm just not certain on this timing-wise, maybe someone can comment down below, or maybe Weiss Schwarz knows better, by all means, feel free to go check out her videos. But it says you can look at the top 2 cards of your deck and put them back in any order. So say you look at the top 2 and you see a card you want to draw. What if you're able to do that and you go, cool, let me switch which card I want to draw off of this first effect, and then activate the effect of the event to draw, then discard, and then salvage back. I would hope that it could be played that way. I hope that that was the intention with it. But I don't know if that's the way. I think you have to finish the effect of the event first before the Freiren could activate. I'm not certain on that one. Like I said, don't quote me. 4 copies of Flight Magic. This can also be grabbed by the level 1 Freiren. It's a 1/0 blue. These also, I didn't say, for the red and for the blue one right here, the last 2, they are both backup events as well, counter events. So if you do not have an adventure or magic character, this can't be played from your hand. Look at up to 4 cards from the top of your deck. Choose 1 adventure or magic character amongst them. Put it in your hand, put the rest into your waiting room. So very nice there. And you just get to filter. You're like, oh, I know that I don't have as many climaxes. Let me just go ahead and dig through the deck as fast as possible. Very good. And that is going to do it. 4 copies of Moonlit Showdown. Very, very cool artwork there. Just once again, a gorgeous anime. If that doesn't sell you, like if artwork like that doesn't sell you on watching this anime, I don't know what will. It's that kind of artwork that's just, animation is just top tier. And then 4 copies of Hero. I do like that they moved the little 1K1 thing. Instead of over here kind of partially covering her face, they moved it over here so you can kind of see more of the picture. So really cool there, actually. So 4 copies of that, obviously. And that is going to be the deck. Once again, thank you very much to Weiss Schwarz for sharing this with us. It is just a really cool set to see. Obviously, we're going to be getting more of Freiren in JP very, very soon. So I can't wait for that to eventually get announced for English and come over to English. And that would just increase. I want to see what people can cook with it. I really like the set and want to see what people will cook with. So, but yes, thank you very much for watching. Do all the cringy YouTuber shenanigans. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. And if you ever want to share one of your own decks with us that may get showcased on a Community Fridays video, feel free to join our Discord. And in the Discord, there are 2 particular channels. There's a decklist submissions channel that people could just post whatever the hell they want. But if you want to also post it in the Community Fridays channel, feel free to post it there as well. I look in both and see what stuff is cool and I want to show off. But also please showcase it in Decklog. It's just really easy for me to present cards like this on Decklog. So I just want to go on record and say that I do prefer if you post Decklog links. Encore Decks is cool. I like that you can post the JP cards in there. But for presentation purposes, it's shit. I just don't like doing that for showing off for videos. But that's whatever. Please post Decklog links if you do, and you are much, much more likely to get shown off on a video. Just saying. That is going to do it for us today. Y'all have a wonderful day. Stay safe, and remember to stay based.